Good morning, guys. It is Saturday 25th of October. It's about 7:30, which for me is a 3-hour lie-in. I have got myself up and at it. I've got my trusty old Dacia Duster started, which the only downside of working silly hours and silly season during the summer and autumn is you very rarely get a chance to do anything else. And if we've been anywhere, we've used Gemma's car. So this car hasn't been started probably since it got MOT'd at the end of July. So I thought I'll fire it up this morning, and she fired straight up, which I was very happy about. All right, there was a set of jump leads going from my van to the car as well, but we don't need to talk about that. So I pumped the tyres up, got her sorted. She's just coughing herself into life. I've nipped downtown, got the essentials. I've got a sausage and bacon bap here as well. I'm going to munch that on the way, and I'm off to Stockbridge ploughing match. I don't know whether I need the jumper on today. It's very sunny, very bright, and it feels quite warm, but that's what I thought when I went to Winchester Gromall last Sunday and I froze my tits off in just a shirt on top of that hill. So right, I will see you at Stockbridge. Well, as was the situation with the Basingstoke ploughing match, the wind is blowing a hoolie up on these Stockbridge Downs today. But yeah, the old Dacia's got me here. Well, I should get me home again, time will tell. But people slate these little old cars, you know, because they're not high spec, but then that's not what I wanted. But I've had this one just over 5 years now. I chopped in a 17-year-old Land Rover Discovery for this in October 2020, and I'm a Discovery man. I had a Series 1, I didn't have a 2, I had a couple of TD5s, and I did have a Defender at one point, but no, Discoveries, I like those, but this whole thing that I had was going to cost me twice as much as it was worth to get through the MOT, so I chopped it in, and at 5-year-old I paid $6,000 for this, and I've only done 40,000 miles in her in 5 years, but she does what she says on the tin. She's 4-wheel drive. I don't know whether Dacia Renault is owned by Nissan or the other way round, but basically it's got the same 1500 diesel in it as the Nissan Qashqai, and the 4-wheel drive gubbins comes off the Nissan X-Trail, so you can't really go wrong. But like I said, I was a Discovery man. I'd had Discoveries for many years, but this whole thing will go anywhere on road tyres that thing would go, that my Discovery would go. So I got no complaints with her at all. I just don't get to use her as much as I need to, or as much as I should I say. But no, she's a good old thing. I think they're going to be the next Suzuki SJ410 with the, how can I put it delicately, members of the wheeled community that like to go hair coursing, because these things go anywhere. So I think they're going to be a sought after little machine in years to come. But yes, there we go. Anyway, I've just arrived at Stockbridge ploughing match. Everything's underway. I've got quite a big stand from TH White's, which is hardly surprising as their depot is just over there. And coming in the gate, I think I see that excavator out there is belonging to our spreading contractor, FGS Agri. So we'll go for a wander round and see what we can see. Looks like a good turnout. Well, as I said, TH White's are here with their stand, with their array of case tractors, and that is indeed FGS Agri over there. And it looks like the Farming Community Network are here, which is the charity we're going to be raising money for on our tractor run. But look at that, what a good turnout. Like I say, if I don't get delayed chatting a lot, which I probably will, there's my mate Gerald Payne over there in the 165, 178, in the Massey anyway. And yes, I will video as much as I can. Just had a catch up with this gentleman, Mr. Mark Blunden, one of the co-organisers of the tractor run in November. Wasted too much time talking, and now he's got to crack on and get his plot done. Nice to bump into Kevin Alexander as well, talking about his boy John, who's over doing the American harvest, something which I wish I'd done, but never did. And yeah, he's having the whale of a time, bless him. So Mark seems to be doing okay. Rob Parrish's boy Riley next, and I think Rob is a bit further up that way. It's quite strange, you know, when you say to people about ploughing matches, because I mean, I imagine a lot of people watching this know about them anyway, but quite a few people that don't. I mentioned that I was going today. Oh, there's Kevin Alexander's boy Jamie in the Hunt Forest John Deere, and Brian White in his county over there. But yeah, I was mentioning it to my daughter Paige, because she used to come with me to the ploughing matches. I asked her if she wanted to come today, and her boyfriend Oscar said, "What the fucking hell's a ploughing match?" So I had to describe what a ploughing match was. He thought it was something sexual. I said, "No, not that kind of ploughing." But there we go. That's Yorkshireman for you. You can see Mr. Colin Purdew there in the major with a cab on. Let's go and see who else I can find. There's Mr. Colin Purdew making a few adjustments. Member of Memories of Farming in Hampshire, and I believe organiser of the Winchester Growmore ploughing match, or one of the organisers. That's a lovely old major, that is. I wish I had a cab for mine. Well, I wish mine would start. That would be a fucking start, wouldn't it? I'm trying desperately not to get run over by a John Deere turning around behind me. So that seems to be going alright, Colin. Oh, yeah, he's off again. Bless him, lovely fella. Now sometimes it's difficult to recognise people in a Seat tractor, but I know the telltale sign of that Massey 130 over there. That's Mr. Rob Payne, and I can see his good lady Linda stood next to him. Yeah, so you can always tell that tractor because it smokes like a fucking chimney. And here is the perpetrator of all that smoke, although it's not smoking much at the minute, Mr. Robbie Payne. The guy next to him has just finished his opening furrows, so he's now starting to do his bits and bobs. I don't know what time they got to finish here today. It's 11:30 now. I think they got to finish about 1 o'clock, but he's opened her up. He means business, but nice to see a couple of little nice Massies. He used to work with Rob about 20 years ago, 25 years ago even. A really lovely fella. In fact, I found out today the farm I was stockpiling on yesterday is the farm I used to work on. It's a small world, isn't it? Nice lovely little David Brown there, 990. And I think that might be my mate Stuart Harfield over there. He had a case Puma on the front of that Dayswell last week at Winchester, and I didn't recognise him, so I just have a mooch over once these two have turned round and see what the crack is. Nice to see a young lad having a go at ploughing. Doing quite well. Nice little 135. But yeah, that David Brown is, I'm quite partial to David Browns. Yeah, very nice David Brown 990 there. They just purr, don't they? Although I'm a blue Fordson and Ford man, I did spend quite a few years working with David Browns at this kind of age, and up to the 1490s for when they went red. And we got branded case. But there's something quite nice about them. That is very nicely done. This looks like a nice JCB fast track. I'm just trying to look for the obvious signs of SPH Agri being written on the side. And yes, so it is Mr. Stuart Harfield. This is his own machine. He's not had it long. Does a lot of work for the estate where my friend the late Chris Soper worked. That must be coming up to nearly a year now, and also does a lot of spud haulage for Mr. Gavin Janaway, who I've known since he was a nipper. But that is a nice bit of kit. Pulled out of Haynes's 5-furrow Dayswell plough. I don't know what the wind's like. I hope you can hear me. Seems to be making a decent job. There we go. Right. Oh, he's jumping out. It must be chat time. Look at the handsome face on that. Now that's a lovely shot, if ever I saw one. Lovely manor house there, and a Massey 6180. I was just talking to that young man there, Mr. Ryan Bundy, who you will find at most countryside shows and finding things to take pictures of agriculturally. He's going to hopefully come and take some stills at the tractor run. Now 6180, what would that have been? Late 90s, I suppose. I hate to say this, and I apologise in advance, Mr. Dan Jackson, cow farmer Dan, but I've never really been a Massey fan. The early little 135s and 165s I liked, and when we first got the 2640 to replace the 595 at Butler's, I thought all the Christmases had come at once. But when they first went to Datatronic, Autotronic, I kind of lost my passion for them, because I was a Ford man anyway, so I've not really followed the Massey story. The new S series seem to look quite nice, and they seem to give as good as they get, but this is certainly a nice example of a 6180. Be interesting to see what year it is. Like I say, I know they had the 95 series and 85 series, or was it the 3000s, in early to mid 90s, and I think because my mate Andy Chitty had a 3095, and I'm pretty sure his next upgrade was a 6180. Andy, if you're watching this, you can correct me on that. Which way is he going to turn? He's turning this way. As soon as he starts going back down the furrow again, I will check out the year on the number plate, but I reckon it's going to be late 90s. So what's that going to be? ST or V, I would imagine. Andy's 3095 was a K Reg, I believe it was K634 BJH, because I am a number plate nerd and always have been. Right, let's have a zoom in. R97, yeah, so mid to late 90s. Yeah, nice 5-hour burners on the back there. See to know it's on there. I mean, although I say I'm not a Massey fan, I did drive a 698 for Gavin Janaway on Spud Cart once, which my old mate Mike Richardson had from new, I believe. That was on a D plate as well, and that was a nice tractor. But yeah, don't know a lot about them. Anyway, crack on. Well, I can't really walk past this chap without taking some footage. I mean, he's a handsome chap in his own right, Mr. Brian White, but this tractor that he's got is a lovely bit of kit. He messaged me when I was working up at Maple Durwell on Hackford Estates the other day, saying, "We've just come past, you're taking mud out on the road." So I told him I'd get me broom out. I never did. The rain did what we needed for that to happen. He's doing a lovely job here as always, though he's shaking his head. I'm getting on, so he probably won't have time for a chat. I've known Brian probably best part of 40 years. He does contracting work over the other side of Basingstoke. Here he is, look. Oh, I've just been having a chat with Brian. There's Eric Oliver from Ploughing Estates, just running along there. Yeah, as I suspected, Brian's not happy with his performance today. But he normally comes away with some sort of cup or trophy, but he's not feeling confident today. Just been having a chat with him for 5 minutes, chewing the fat. That's the only thing with counties, you need a turning circle and a small moon to get round. But I remember at the Basingstoke ploughing match, rather than just doing straight up and downs, they used to do, I don't think they do it anymore, and it was only the Basingstoke I remember them doing it, they used to do short work in the ploughing matches, and I remember it came up as a memory on Facebook the other day, about 9 years ago at Basingstoke, when he was marking out his short work. He picked the wrong pole to aim for. He got it totally fucking wrong. But his secret was safe with me. He managed to match it up and get away with it. Well, I say his secret is safe with me. I just announced it on bloody YouTube. But I'm sure he won't mind. It was 9 years ago. But he says he's not happy with that, but I can't see a lot wrong with it. Yes, okay, it might not be matching up in some places, but yeah, I wouldn't say there's a lot wrong with it. Now this is the Trace Puma that Stuart Harfield was using last week on loan from TH White's, and it's being used today, I'm reliably informed, by a guy called Chris Martin, who runs the TH White depot, which is just behind those trees. I can see him just to my left, so he's busy at the minute, but if I can get hold of him later on, I will tractor run things to him. Well, as you can see, the plots are almost coming together. Some people have finished. Some people, like Mr. Rob Parrish down there, just doing his last measurements. Talking to Colin Purdew on the major just now over there, and he was 2 inches out from top to bottom, which he was hoping to sort out by the time he's finished. But yes, the judges are just walking across now, looking at their last little bits and bobs. Consensus of opinion is the conditions, although they look quite good, have been quite difficult to match up. There's one for you, Mr. Coles, a nice John Deere. So yeah, I think I will head towards the burger van, have a cup of tea, see who else I can find to chat to, but I'll leave the video here, guys. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and we will catch again soon. Take care. Bye bye now.